Yeah, I'm running out of this. Very welcome. So I would like to give first the words to your ORSAM representative for today. If he can introduce himself, you're in the general speaking, and then I will have some words, and then I would like to have interactive meeting. Instead of monologue, listening to me what I'm trying to tell you guys, it's not a kind of very effective way to communicate. So I would like to listen to you. I would like to hear what your voices and your opinions about the common issues and main issues what we have together. Please,
first of all, we would like to thank you and the public diplomacy for receiving us, for hosting us. This is the second time we are hosting a Lebanese group, second in a row. Last year, again, 15 representatives from different NGOs and government institutions were hosted by ORSAM, and within that program also they visited your institution. And this year we are organizing the second step of that program, which we plan to do it in the future every year, once in a year. This year also we are hosting 15 representatives from universities, academics, NGOs, media, and also government institutions. They have different backgrounds, and within the program they will take some courses related with NGO capacity building. But besides that, we also want them to understand the Turkish policy decision-making structure. And in that sense, they are also going to visit some government institutions related with their topics, of course.
Yes.
Public diplomacy is the first one. Yesterday, they just arrived. Yesterday, they arrived. And today, in the morning, they had a course, and that's the first institution visit. And then they are also going to visit the foreign relations of presidency, prime ministry, UNICEF Institute, TICA, and some NGOs. Not government NGOs, but of course not related with government, total independent NGOs. So again, thank you very much for welcoming us, and we are here to hear about the public diplomacy. Maybe probably they will also have some questions about the current developments. Again, thank you very much for welcoming us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. We have a large group. If we start introducing each other, it takes at least an hour. So what I'm trying to first introduce myself briefly, then if you have interactive time, introduce yourself and then your opinion, your question, or your comments. Is that okay?
Yes.
Wonderful. I would like to warmly welcome you all again. This is ORSAM's and other sister organizations or institutions very well designed program. It's one of them. We host a lot of friends from our area, close area, to talk about the main issues, what we have faced altogether this time of the history. Plus capacity building and experience sharing. It's critical because we share a lot of historical, cultural, and also social many aspects, problems, potentials, issues, and everything. So what we need to do, we need to combine our forces. Otherwise, no one will help us. That's bottom line, what we have seen. Mainly, if I need to introduce myself, I'm original academician. I'm an associate professor from the public administration. I came to Ankara last 2 years ago, part of my late, let's say, public service, which was not my intention, but it went that way anyhow. I'm also the senior advisor to the Prime Minister. I'm working closely with Deputy Prime Minister Lübnan Sivil Toplumu. He is responsible for public diplomacy affairs and other issues in the government, and he's also a spokesperson of the government. So, last 2 years is condensed as possible to teach us a lot of lessons, experience, especially for about close region. Last 2 years, 3 years, with the Syrian crisis, of course, after let's say around late 2014, 2 years ago, the Syrian crisis came into at a very critical diplomacy, and also second track diplomacy efforts showed that this is a kind of maybe for centuries will be remembered, will be shamed, will be discussed, because it's another kind of issue that will be just could be closed easily. Then one finding a usual suspects and it's getting in a different direction. Plus, we have our own issues as well in Turkey. As you recall, 15th of July, that was huge experience, and kind of, let's say, we have faced with the modern terrorist organizations, which are not traditional or conventional terrorist organizations. It started with Al-Qaeda, now it's Daesh, maybe next will be something else, but what we have seen in Turkey that we have postmodernized coup attempts. It's not a kind of easy to determine, easy to find out and maybe locate them and then push them away. It's tough. You know, like invisible powers around us. Good powers, bad powers. Good people, bad people. It's unfortunately we had a very maybe late understanding about their status within the government, because it's maybe the worst thing is that you have those wrong people kind of build up their forces, their power with the government forces, public force as well, public side. They were among soldiers, they were among our normal bureaucratic structures, hierarchy. It was difficult time, because when in the traditional coup attempts, usually is a couple soldiers or some sects of the army right there, and they try to do something, right? It didn't go that way. It was different. It's still different, and that's why we have a lot of difficulties to explain or share our experience with it, especially with the Western media, with Western public. They thought, and they can easily find weak point that you cannot explain this side, and so it was a fake coup, because you can explain this side and because of the dictator Tayyip Erdogan, because of this and because of that. We have more than 250 dead. We have around 2,000 wounded citizens. We have lost our economic momentum, political stability. And it's a kind of, you have to be mad or insane to have fake coup while you have just next to you Syrian crisis, an unstable area with 3 million refugees inside Turkey. So I don't know whether they would like to see the reality or not, but we have difficulties in terms of public diplomacy side to tell them, to ask them at least be objective enough to understand what had been done by those FETÖ group, which is FETÖ means the group behind this military coup attempt, which is not only public face or military forces or security forces, they have double faces. The second phase is much more dangerous, and which are maybe around 170 countries around the world. They are operating. They have this philanthropic, very civil service phase. They go to the countries, establish good relations with their common business, then establishing like a charter schools, free, no charge to the public, no charge to the government. They have selected people around them and then start a kind of schooling, usually elementary or the first stage schooling system. So they get close to families. The families within their countries, wherever they are, they accustomed to their good behavior. They think that they're very nice people, they're nice. We are not saying that they are getting their guns and killing everybody. It's not that way. They have, like, again, we are talking about postmodern organizations. When you have a Daesh militant, he thinks that when he kills himself and kills another innocent people around them, all of them are going to the Jannah, to heaven. This is a mindset they have. So you cannot clear them up just saying that, oh, you're doing wrong. It's not the way you can convince them. It's the same thing for those people. These people are using different methodology. They have some sort of Messiah understanding, Mehdi understanding, whatever it is, but they are totally, even though they are very, very well educated, who knows, they have something else. So we have difficulty in terms of this side of this military coup attempts and also this putschists that we are trying to still fight against those people. And people are usually Western governments, also media, is always very critical towards us, saying that why do you fire all these civil servants from your public service? Here's the deal. We discovered that we have a cancer cell. We have it in the government. We are not kind of reflecting those what we have, trying to first diagnose the issue, then try to cure it. We are not. Try to reflect what we have done in the government to the regular public, our citizens. When you go to the streets, you don't see anything outstanding. It's still normal life. Everybody is doing their business, their usual life activities. But in the government, we discovered this cell. What we need to do, we have to get rid of those. So they may infect, or they would be infected somewhere, somewhat, somehow. Have you known about when West Germany decided to, after the Berlin Wall fall down, when they decided to merge two countries, how many public servants fired from the East German public service? Do you know? Have you had any idea about it? Around 1 million public servants from East Germany fired, regardless of whatever their position, when they merged two countries. And they were reasoning that, they were basing this activity saying that we are trying to clear our public service from people who might be working towards old Soviet Union, the new Russian government. Because the old East Germany was a socialist country, right? So they had this argument saying that we have right to fire around a million public services from East German government. Then they are merging to one country as a German federal government, Germany. So it's, when they have this logic, it's okay for them, for Western countries. But same thing here, we discover something, and this is not a kind of joke. We are not doing it in closed doors. Everything is in judicial way. We are not, our politicians are not intervening in any judicial process. Everything is in the law, around the law, according to law, I'm sorry. So we have this, unfortunately, this kind of difficulty still going on, and that is a kind of sadness for us, that because we thought that people around the world, governments around the world, would be next to the democracy, supporting democratic rights. Democratically elected governments somewhat fight against this coup attempters, and then still we are having a lot of weak supports. First of all, somewhat they are finding several excuses. One, and the most importantly, is that dictator Tayyip Erdogan. Have you seen any statutes around? Have you seen any kind of special law or any kind of special enforcements about Tayyip Erdogan? But they have some. Secondly, this is a fake coup. Are we insane to have those kind of fake, try to do something our own military to our own people? It's the first time your parliament is bombed by your own planes, our aircraft. How do you have, what kind of mindset you should have? It's a lot of different things. Third, and maybe the most important thing, is that we know right now in the world, it's a transition process. Trump has some sort of impact in America, and there's a very strong right fascist movement in Central Europe. Our Middle East MENA region is not stabilized yet. Why do we have to change our system or our democratic system way to still, one of the maybe isolated area with any kind of real, dilemma or political dilemma in Turkey. Are we insane to have any kind of, problematic period among all those going on around the world? So anyhow, what I'm trying to summarize here that this maybe you may have some similar maybe I don't know perspective. Is it real or what happened? I'm not sure, but maybe maybe you can take out France to the side, the military, the aircrafts bombed our parliament just next to that. Maybe some other areas. And when you see that, it's not a joke because the parliament was in station that time. Parliamentarians were in station and the military, the aircrafts bombed there. How you can make it a fake attempt to that point? How you can do that? No one is showing those images. No one is talking about that realities. They are talking about you firing these many civil servants. Again, so far it's around 80,000 civil servants, and approximately 17,000 of them returned their work. And now we are talking about 60,000 to 70,000 of civil servants fired. Comparing Germany's merging that time, East Germany merge, kind of they say the clarification, or they say what they call it, arındırma süreci. I'm sorry. Let's say they have a special term. They say that it's
Lustrification?
No, the unification is not the case. No. Arındırma, baksana ona, I'm sorry. They have in the European Union as a term saying that in this process, through this process, they fired a public service from Latvia, Bulgaria, some I think Slovenia and some other Romania, old socialist governments. They fired many people within this process, and purification, because they said that before joining to EU, clean yourself. With this, cure yourself from those sympathized with the old socialist movement or socialist governments. So when they do that, that's normal. They can fire people whatever they would like to, whenever they would like to. But what we have done this is an actual military coup based on this. We do our best, and the numbers are relatedly lower than what they do. Around 70,000, still they blame us. So it's many other things that not only this issue, of course, other aspects of regional crisis, Syrian crisis. You have seen double faces of the Western media, Western governments, or some other major governments. Many other things we can discuss, but just I would like to basically talk about this veto movement, because this military coup, I know that this is kind of vague area. Many friends are still wandering around. Another issue, maybe we can talk about our internal struggle with the terrorist movements. We call PKK, which is kind of socialist, atheist wings of Kurdish rebellions within northern Iraq, Syria, and maybe the western part of Iran. Not only Turkey, it's some area. But those are socialists, nothing to do with Islam. Those are totally, atheists. They are nothing to do with Islam, also Muslim identity or the Kurdish rights. They have just their own way to all this illegal trafficking, drugs and everything. They have all their own ways. We have, in our part, PKK is now coordinating their attacks with Daesh. Because Daesh, I'm sorry, you don't understand Daesh, ISIS, we call it Daesh. So they combine their forces.
Who created the name?
I'm sorry, what?
Lübnan created the name.
Oh, okay. So, right now, just 2 days ago, we had another attack from PKK, but you know that they're special reports coming from, but their bombs, these vehicles, are really fabricated in some systematic way. It's not a kind of two guys come together and create that kind of vehicle bombs or whatever it is. Explosive, I'm sorry. This is said because we right now try to reach people around us, like in Halep and Aleppo, and some other places. We have our own crisis here. Then this still working on this FETÖ organization, which is the military coup attempters. So Turkey is right now kind of, again, they made the most hectic period of close political history. But before, let's say, coming to this point, I would like to maybe share great experience of Turkey. We got a lot of political and also economic reforms by then. In 2002, the per capita income was around $3,000, 3,000 somewhat, I'm not sure, a little over than that. In 2011, till Arab Spring, that per capita income increased to $10,000. So within our region, having that much increase in terms of enhancement in economic side, economic sector.
It was how much?
3,000 to 10,000. So it's a huge jump. So you have to have a kind of combined effort from the whole public. It's not a kind of government does it. So private sector, non-profits, and all citizens. 2010 till this Arab Spring, we got many democratic rights given to the public again, because as you know, current Turkish constitution made by the soldiers during the 1980 military coup. The current constitution. And now when we talk about constitutional change, constitutional amendments, these are not about being Tayyip Erdogan's a lifelong dictator or the president. It's about changing this military-made constitution to the civil-made, civilians, public, democratically made constitution. So we are going to go to the referendum in coming months, hopefully for that first time. Again, till 2011, let's say, I can say that in the educational sector, it's really increased. And as you can see the roads and constructions around the cities, I haven't recognized my own town. I'm from Kütahya. When I came back, I was in US till 2011. I left the country in 1998, come back to 2011. I was not able to recognize my own city because it's hugely improved. Hugely infrastructure, all the transportation services. And kind of in general speaking, the wealth, public wealth, from 3,000 per capita to 10,000 per capita, everybody shares the same income level. So it's kind of welfare was welfare services were doing great, still doing great. But what I'm trying to maybe put the picture is that then this financial crisis, 2008, 2010, around the world, and also the Arab Spring regional crisis. It's not only Turkey. I'm not trying to give the whole Turkish perspective, but it's not only Turkey, your country, and the other neighbors around us, your neighbors as well, impacted all those last 5 years, wrong political decisions, wrong economic activities. Because of this, if you closely follow any financial crisis in Western governments, usually they reflect this this financial crisis a couple years later to the other areas. Like they have transcended these problems to the other areas so they could be saved. Now, unfortunately, it's not only their issues anymore, the world disorder. We don't have any more institutions like international institutions providing order to convince governments act towards human rights, right? Act towards peace, act against terrorism. When we talk about UN, does it work? UN Security Council.
It doesn't work.
When we talk about EU, it does work, or the security apparatuses. They don't have chance to stop their own problems. So cure their own problems, and they always, Lebanon, Jordan, Turkey, Egypt, or other countries, you should do this, you should do that. They're always telling us what to do, and they, within their homelands, they are free. The Syrian crisis, 6 years of this crisis, still now, kids are killed, innocent people are still killed, and still, who knows, what kind of groups were still have been supported by what very democratic, very human, or somewhat Western governments. We have discovered a lot of weaponry from Daesh. As you know, we are in some part of Syria right now that we are supporting this free Syrian army, and they are operating inside, and of course information exchange, and we have seen that German-made, Russian-made, American-made, all the weaponry are used by Daesh.
By mistake.
By mistake, all the time by mistake, yes. The financial apparatus, financial systems are blocked, but weaponry is still going on. They are just telling us all the time, close your borders, don't pass any foreign fighters to you towards that area, but there is still now their numbers are still increased. Where they are coming from, who knows? They are right all the time, just telling us what to do. But what they do say, they do something, they have rights to do. They can work with PYD, which is another wings of PKK we are right now fighting in Turkey, fighting against Daesh. We had that problem, we had that mistake in Afghanistan. When we support a terrorist group to fight another terrorist group, it's not a win-win, it's lose-lose. And the same thing happening in Iraq right now, Northern Iraq. We lose, supporting PYD, supporting a terrorist group to fight against another terrorist group. Anyhow, so those are generally speaking our perspective in general, what I can say, the soft power side and public diplomacy side. Of course, in our external affairs and everything, they're going to talk about the main Turkish international policies. But what I'm trying to just describe to you here, that we have been dealing with a kind of problems which are not unique enough to compare and contrast with what we had a couple decades ago. This problems are new, challenges are great, potentials are unfortunately low, public support, international support is not there. So it's not only Turkish issue, it's regional issue, it's global issue. Then we have our own internal dilemmas to work with. However, what I can say that I'm very glad to see you here, because I'm totally trusted on that the third sector, which is not the government, which is not the private sector, but non-profit sector. You guys, you are from wherever you are, wherever you do, whatever you do, you guys are going to make difference. As in Turkey, what we do here. Government sometimes, again, could be false, like we did for the military coup. Private sector always looking for profit maximization. They can be getting allied with any international company, even against your own state's interest. It happens. But non-profits, real NGOs, will be this shaping and also building the future. And I'm very glad that you are here, exchanging our experience from our best practiced NGOs. And then I would like to combine your experience from your area, our experience here. Then we can make a difference, you can make a difference. It's not a kind of public, the public administrative way or a kind of totally private manner anymore. And I believe that we can build a better and maybe secure region. It's not a kind of that much difficult as far as we know, if we knew our potentials, strengths, and get together to use these strengths. And again, last 10 years in Turkey, our NGOs, our non-profit organizations, third sector, build up very well, I can say, international and national. So with your experience, your perspective, you are here. Hopefully, we are going to send our people to your country as well. So it's going to be exchange of experience, cultural, and other societal strengths. What we can do, we can learn from each other, and I'm very, very glad that young people are very willing to have this kind of perspective, and you are all young friends. I'm very glad that the future will be much more brighter, hopefully. And I'm still having some sort of, let's say, pessimistic discussions around this. And this is again another way of having low motivation and leading us a kind of losing our ways. And this is another, let's say, negative public diplomacy. We are not alone. As long as we are together, our voice is stronger, and our voice makes difference.